What's up, guys? My name is Seth Spartan, and I'm a nutrition, training, and hormone expert for Prometheus HRT, Testosterone and Hormone Replacement Clinic. Let me tell you a little bit more about me. When I was in high school, I got into lifting weights, and when I was 16 years old, I could bench press 350 pounds. I got into powerlifting after that, won a bunch of stuff, and by the time I was 19, I was able to bench press 410 pounds, squat 550, and deadlift 600. After that, I switched to bodybuilding because I wanted to get paid to do what I love, and I thought I could be great. I won the Teenage Mr. Wisconsin at 19, and after that, I thought I could be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, I was being delusional, but being pushed by the older bodybuilders didn't help. In my early 20s, I pulled the trigger and got completely juiced out. This was pharmaceutical grade with a prescription, so there was zero doubt of the quality I was using. I got absolutely jacked, and that's when these pictures were taken. At my biggest, I hit 260 pounds with visible abs. For reference, my height is 5'10 and a half on the dot. I felt invincible for these 2 years. That is, until I had heart problems. High amounts of testosterone or anabolic steroids will hypertrophy your muscles, but they will also hypertrophy your heart, which is a muscle. When the heart walls get too thick, your heart can't pump blood out efficiently anymore. This is what kills all the bodybuilders and athletes every single time. And this is what happened to me. I got heart dysfunction from my heart being too big and too thick. God then hit me over the head with a hammer, and I stopped everything, not just the drugs. I stopped my nutrition, my training as well, everything. I just did cardio. This is what I looked like a couple years later, just a regular athletic dude. I got my heart scanned again with the same echocardiogram I got the first time, which diagnosed my heart issues before, and this time, everything went back to normal and was great. Praise God. Sometimes the heart doesn't go back to normal, unfortunately. I wasn't sure if I would ever bodybuild again, but after being reached out to by a testosterone replacement clinic and signing with them, I started the trek upwards again, this time to see what was possible on testosterone and HGH replacement. How far could I take it? I traveled the country competing, then I wanted to see how big and strong I could get. 405 bench press for reps, 635 incline bench press for reps, and a 500-pound squat for a whopping 12 reps with sleeves. Yeah, I think I hit close to my peak with that. I didn't feel like getting fat to be able to move even more weight. So now this leads us to our current conquest and adventure, aesthetics. Jack Frank Zane sounds good to me. The goal of my channel, public speaking events, and when I talk to people in the gym is this: stop using anabolic steroids. There are severe health consequences. Stay natural or do testosterone and HGH replacement. We are currently living in a real-life steroid epidemic. Now let's have fun, guys, and get into the video. I am Seth Spartan.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Boom, Seth Spartan here, nutrition, training, and hormone expert for Prometheus HRT, Testosterone and Hormone Replacement Clinic. I'll raise this up just a notch. So, guys, what I wanted to talk about today, or what needs to be talked about, is just a quick video on the Trenbolone Molecule itself. All right, so it's a little bright here, but for some reason, my sunglasses, I can't see the screen at all. Maybe I'll throw them on just because it's blinding. All right, so what you guys want to know about the Trenbolone Molecule itself and what you need to keep note of is basically just this. I've talked about Trenbolone. Look up Trenbolone Unleashed if you want absolutely everything on the anabolic steroid Trenbolone, pros, cons, everything, okay, from an unbiased, completely neutral source. Having said that, let's talk about the Trenbolone Molecule itself real quick, okay? So what do you need to know with the Trenbolone Molecule? The first thing is the Trenbolone Molecule is a 19-nor anabolic steroid derivative molecule. So the most difficult thing to really grasp or to understand with this compound is that this 19-nor molecule, Trenbolone, is extremely strange in the fact that there's no toxicity. There's zero toxicity with Trenbolone itself. We're talking internal organs. But the really weird thing, guys, is that Trenbolone does exert some extremely damaging effects, and can be argued that it does have some, maybe not toxicity, but major negative effects in terms on specific organ groups or specific tissues inside various organs. So what am I talking about with this? Most people maybe have no clue what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the Trenbolone Molecule. Zero toxicity as a 19-nor. However, we find that Trenbolone in the brain directly kills cells in the hippocampus region of the brain via apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. So Trenbolone, the higher the dosage, the higher the length of time, and that's two important things to remember, guys. So with Trenbolone, the higher the dosage and the higher the length of time, what happens? The more cell death in the hippocampus region of the brain. And it's strange because this is not noted anywhere else in the brain, okay? The brain is a very large organ, especially the male brain. So the strange thing here is that we don't see this anywhere else in the brain except in the hippocampus. For some reason, the neurons in the hippocampus kill themselves. That's what apoptosis is. So Trenbolone trips the body's cells to kill themselves, the body's neurons in the hippocampus, and that's the only place where we have that well documented. So there's no toxicity, but it still does this. Now there's another anomaly or very strange thing with Trenbolone that we note with, and we don't note this with other anabolic steroids. I talked to John about this on the podcast, Seriousness and Silliness. The Trenbolone molecule itself, again, no toxicity besides, the effect we just talked about in the brain, kidney, liver, organs. There's no toxicity. However, the Trenbolone molecule itself, and everybody knows this about Trenbolone, but the Trenbolone molecule itself is strangely extremely irritating to blood vessels itself, okay? Now, maybe this is because it's a heavily modified 19-nor derivative anabolic steroid. Maybe not. I don't know for certain, but that would be my guess. And we know that Trenbolone, this irritation, what happens when you take a shot of Trenbolone? Okay, let's say you're taking a shot of real Trenbolone. You have what? The Tren cough. That's just commonly associated. And I told John this on the podcast. But the thing is, with the Trenbolone, we know that it's not Trenbolone getting into the bloodstream. It's not the issue. We know that it's not because you pulled back through a vein. Because guys, you can have Tren cough with any compound. If you go through a small vein or capillary when you're injecting testosterone, and you pull back out and a little bit gets in the bloodstream, a little oil, guess what? You have a cough and everything else. But that's not what we're talking about here. You have the same exact reaction in regards to, even when you don't pierce through a capillary or vein with Trenbolone. So it comes back to the Trenbolone molecule itself agitates the veins and the capillaries, okay? Because what happens is, even when you don't go through something, you still have that Tren cough. You still have that irritation, that agitation of the sand or the ants in your lungs, okay, that you can't get rid of. So Trenbolone is an anomaly, and it comes down to the Trenbolone molecule itself causing these effects. And again, for those that don't know, there are the Italian study shows that, at least in a lab environment, DECA, DECA is a 19-nor, it's nandrolone. DECA exhibits 11 times more damaging effects than testosterone milligram per milligram. So with Trenbolone, my best bet with the Trenbolone molecule again itself, the big secret is that Trenbolone exerts a very high likelihood that it's extremely irritating and or damaging to blood vessels and arteries, and hence that's what causes the cough. So Seth Spartan, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day, and I hope you guys do as well. Keep the questions coming. Enjoy my 300 group if you want to talk to me. 300 group, 300 club if you want to talk to me directly. You can do that at my website, and tell me what videos you want me to make. Otherwise, get in the best shape of your life. Seth Spartan, stay safe, stay healthy. And we are outie here. Kaboom.